It's just, I call it the fun part of automotive. I just love being part of a company where it's not a grudge purchase. We do a lot of fun stuff to cars, kind of get to take their imagination and make it work.
That's one thing I love about Autoplex and Josh Elliott, the owner, is he's a risk taker. He's most of the time a calculated risk taker, but he's willing to take risk and try new things.
It's just fun to be on a growing company that's thriving with a great culture.
Welcome to the Ride and Style Podcast, your turbocharged pit stop for automotive restyling. Buckle up with Jesse and Josh.
Welcome to another edition of the Ride and Style Podcast. Today, our guests, we have some special guests from Autoplex representing the Autoplex team, Nate Stanley and Tempy Bowman, and they are going to be talking all about this incredible new venture they've got going on, as well as telling us about the history. So, hey guys, thanks for being here today.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Yeah, nice to be on, guys. Thanks for inviting us over.
Colorado in the house. We haven't had Colorado yet, Jesse. We've been working our way around the country, and now we're getting to the elite of the elite. Okay. Give us a little bit of Autoplex, what all you guys do. I mean, not only just a traditional restyler, but give us a little bit, maybe Tempy, start us off. Tell us how many stores you got rolling, and then we'll make fun of Josh for working out of his garage or his back of his pickup truck about 20 years ago and what he's grown into. Go ahead.
Yeah. If you look at 1992, 93, when Josh Elliott was running around in his pickup doing pinstriping, we've came a little ways. I mean, it's been awesome. Currently we have 4 stores, definitely in the acquisition mode. We'd like to grow and enhance our footprint, definitely in the south part of Denver. It's just, I call it the fun part of automotive. I just love being part of a company where it's not a grudge purchase. My background has been huge in collision, about 34 years, where something bad had to happen for us to do a good job. And so even when you swung and you hit it out of the park, oftentimes the customer says, man, you guys are great. Your staff's awesome, but I hope and pray I never see you again. So but it's just so cool. We have so many repeat customers. We do a lot of fun stuff to cars, kind of get to take their imagination and make it work. And then we kind of have 3 revenue streams right now. We have dealer fleet is how the company was built on, hitting car dealerships, going around, making cars look unique so they fly off the lot faster. Then came retail. COVID was a good friend for retail for us. We just exploded in business, and people started really, living a lifestyle in Colorado and having their vehicle match that lifestyle, which was so incredibly cool. So whether it's, making a Subaru look different and unique for the Subaru guy or the Tacoma guy or the F-150 person, that's a lot of fun. Retail is kind of like just exciting for me. And then recently our fleet revenue stream, which is, there's a ton of oil and gas. Like Colorado is like the 8th biggest state, and we have just a lot of exploration here and a lot of oil and gas companies. So being able to outfit those trucks, and then now recently delving into like HVAC, plumbing vans and other things like that. So that's kind of in a nutshell of what we do. And it's just fun to be on a growing company that's thriving with a great culture.
Awesome. Nate, you're the marketing guru, the CMO of the company. You've been there a while now. What have you seen? How's business changed since you've gotten there?
Yeah, that's it's funny you mentioned change because this is my 10th year with Autoplex. I came on board in 2015, and Josh, just to go back a little bit before that, Josh had been running the company primarily out of one location before that. I think up until about 2012, it was just Auto Trim of Denver, and he was specifically servicing car dealerships. I think maybe getting a little bit into the retail window tint and that side of business, but primarily dealership business. I think that location didn't even really have much of a showroom. It was more like a waiting room for customers to come in and drop off their vehicle. And right around when Josh brought me in, couple of years before that, actually, he had acquired a division of a company called, let me get this right, Autoplex by VanWorks.
Yeah.
And what that was is it was a retail like truck accessory division of a very reputable company in Colorado called VanWorks. And they were like a van outfitter for a long time. They've been around for a long time. But they were they had a retail truck accessory division as a new venture of theirs. And Josh had interest in kind of transitioning to retail. So he acquired the Autoplex division of VanWorks, and that came along with 3 locations. So that grew Autoplex from 1 location in the Denver area, like North Denver, to now 4 locations throughout, Denver and the Northern Front Range, as we call it. So we had 1 location in North Fort Collins. We had one in a small like satellite shop that just did window tint and paint protection film. They were in South Fort Collins. And then we had a Longmont shop, and then the Northlands shop still, which was Auto Trim of Denver. So when I came on board, we were kind of dealing with like several different identities, different business models. And my goal was to bring more awareness on the retail side, but also kind of merge the brands together and eliminate some of that confusion we were facing. So that was a pretty fun project. It consisted of a whole new website, redoing some of the showrooms, revamping our logo, merging brands together, merging websites together. So it was a really exciting time, and it was right up my alley, like all the stuff I love doing. So that's kind of a brief history. And then, we've just, that's one thing I love about Autoplex and Josh Elliott, the owner, is he's a risk taker. He's most of the time a calculated risk taker, but he's willing to take risk and try new things. And it's just been really exciting to watch.
So so just so we can get everybody caught up to speed. So you had the 4 shops, and then recently, like about a year ago, was it? When did you purchase the other one in Colorado Springs?
Yeah, that was
Maybe
it April of 2020, maybe?
Oh, wow. That
I
long.
can't remember if it was that much in the midst of COVID or not. It didn't seem like it was, but I think it was April of 2020 that we acquired Timberline Toppers down in Colorado Springs. So that grew our reach from just what we call the Northern Front Range to now we're pretty much all along the Colorado Front Range. That was also a unique acquisition, because the company we acquired, Timberline, was a small mom and pop topper shop. They did a little bit of truck accessories, but it was primarily toppers, and it was a very small location. I mean, when we talk about small, like most of our locations have anywhere from 4 to 8 bays, like service bays, and this one had I would say 1.5 maybe. So that was a challenge of how are we going to offer our full product offering out of this shop. And so that kind of evolved. We slowly added services, and then we eventually added a big add-on to the building. It's actually a standalone building, but added I think it's like 6 shop bays maybe, and allowed us to offer window tint. And we built this brand bedliner bay in there, and then some lifts to do truck accessories. And now we're doing the full product offering there. So
Wow. And then give us the big announcement. What's the big announcement? Go ahead.
Are you ready for the big announcement?
Yeah, I can take this one, Nate, if you want. Yeah, it was kind of exciting. We've been A&A Topper has 2 locations in Denver, Colorado. They're usually in the top 5, top 10 in Lear sales around the country. So man, they have a just unblemished reputation in the industry. So they do some other bolt-on accessories. So that aligns with us. They also do a little bit of fleet work, mostly on the van side. So we are very complementary businesses, and Josh Elliott has been working with the owners, Greg and Darren, over the last 6 months probably. And we are happy to announce that on June 30th, we'll close on that transaction, and we'll grow from 4 stores to 6 stores. So super exciting.
Yay. Very nice. Very nice.
It's kind of cool. The synergies, like if you dump their customer list and our customer list, it's kind of like a small Venn diagram where we're covering some of the same people, but we're really not going blows to blow with them on a day in and day out basis. So the synergistic opportunities are just off the chart. We have services they don't provide. They are so deep into the truck cap market that's going to really benefit our other 4 stores. And just we're excited. And great people. We've met both of their crews this past week, and we're just super happy with the quality of individuals and the quality of shops we acquired.
That's great. I'm going to ask one more question, then I'll let Jesse. Sorry, Jesse. I did, but this is right along the line. When it comes to when you guys have acquired a lot of companies over the years, and I've talked to Josh about this in the past, but what are some of the fundamental things when you guys, because you're talking about people on the other end that have never worked for you. You've got maybe new people you're bringing in, new products, new things like that. Do you guys like have a whole checklist of stuff that you go down and go, okay, as we bring on a new company, we got to do this, this, this? I mean, or does everybody kind of split it up? And how do we make all of it one brand?
Yeah, we just have a great leadership team, and I was blessed enough in my former career to do a lot of merger and acquisition, so that was very helpful throughout this transaction. But I think what you look for is opportunity where geography or product line, something to extend your reach, and something to give your employees the opportunity to grow. Somebody doesn't have to die or pass away or a manager quit for them to grow up. And I think it comes from that growth mindset that Josh has, that if you're not moving forward, you're probably slipping back a little. And it's just fun to be part of that. So as far as the checklist, yeah, we definitely have a checklist of what needs to be done. Nate's been hugely integral on our technology, our SEO side. Jesse, you've been very helpful in preparing us for that in your company, making sure that we can plug in these new locations and be seamless so people can actually find us. But yeah, everything from t-shirt sizes, finding out what the production guys wear, so we can make a great first impression on day one with all new gear, all the way to do we need new servers and routers and everything else to make sure that our stores communicate. So yeah, it's not easy, but we're well equipped. Jessica Anderson is our controller. She's been a huge part of that. Josh at that 10,000 foot level has helped us out. Nate has been wonderful. And we brought a guy named Randy Gonzalez on, who's also has some merger and acquisition experience, that'll head up our sales and marketing divisions, so that we can kind of have all of our lanes pulling, all of our horses pulling in the same direction.
Nate,
Yeah,
what would you add to that?
One of the another thing that I think is really important too, that I know is a big part of Josh's focus too, is the team. Of the company we're acquiring. Teamwork is one of our big core values. So we need to make sure that the team that we're bringing into the Autoplex family is going to align with our core values. And I know Josh has a close relationship with the owners of A&A Toppers, and has had developed relationships with some of the other businesses well before acquisition in the past to really get to know the business and know the owners and know the employees and things like that. So we'll have to twist Josh's arm a little bit more on the next opportunity for a podcast, because I think he'd have some good input. He's a great networker, and I think he's really well received in the industry, and has created a lot of great relationships. So that helps.
You guys touched on the history of the company already, but about what you guys are doing now. But I also want to hear a little bit more about how you individually got started in the aftermarket automotive industry. How did you guys get started? What brought you here to where we're at today?
Wow, that's a I guess mine was September 9th, 1991 was when I started in the collision industry. And in collision, selling back to body shops, we had a bumper remanufacturer of all things, and we had a chrome plating line. We'd take wrecked chrome bumpers, straighten them out, re-chrome them, sell them back to body shops. We were one of the pioneers in plastic. So when cars came out with plastic bumper fascias, We pioneered a lot of the welding techniques using urethane welding, nitrogen welding to weld them back together, refinish them, and then sell them back to the body shop. So along the way, in crash parts, huge opportunity. Insurance companies always want to save money. So aftermarket parts, we would sell a lot of those. We were a big distributor for Fay, which became Weston, and we're all familiar with Weston now. Fay, I don't think that brand name is even out there anymore. You used to sell pallets and pallets of step bumpers, grill guards and stuff to dealerships, because all trucks that came in were ordered without rear bumpers. They came from the factory without a rear bumper, which is, I don't know if anybody, I'm probably the oldest guy on the call that might remember those days. So that was my foray into aftermarket. And then we got into aftermarket lighting, aftermarket hoods, bumpers, fenders. One of my partners in that business was on the board of CAPA to certify that they would actually fit the car. And so the whole gyration of the beginning on the OE knockoff or OE lookalike parts, importing containers in, is how I kind of got my start. That business, they started patenting bumpers, and so our raw material dried up. And so I switched to the body shop region. And so we didn't do any customization in the body shops, but would definitely fix cars. We were bought by a big multinational company, and I ran a bunch of stores for them and had a great time. That's where I got my merger and acquisition experience. And then one day I get this random text, and I'd like, somebody stole my number. Who's this from? But I was about to erase it, and you start swiping, and it starts turning red, and like, oh man, I'm going to save this. I put my phone back in my pocket. About 3 hours later, as I was driving down I-25, I go, I know Josh Elliott. I know who that guy is. I like that guy. So I called his recruiter back, and we talked to a recruiter for a couple months. And Josh is really slow to hire, so he puts through some different personality testing and some different measures, and we finally negotiated, and I came on board. And man, it's been a breath of fresh air. It's after doing 34 years, or at that time 33 years of one thing, it's what a joy just to be in it. Got to meet Josh Polson out in Minneapolis, and like, holy cow, who is this guy? He's like the mayor of everywhere. Everybody knows him.
I was thinking breath of fresh air, literally too, right?
Yeah,
when you're not selling body
exactly.
shop stuff. Oh my goodness. What about you, Nate?
Yeah, he was a kid in a candy store when he joined.
Yeah.
I mean, and he always uses the analogy of like, somebody wanting to be here versus needing to be here is just a game changer. I can only imagine the difference and like the opportunity that brings. That's kind of what brought me to it too. But yeah, I'll go way back just briefly. I've had like a passion for graphic design, and that's kind of evolved into marketing. But before I even knew, I was too young to know what marketing was. But actually, this is kind of embarrassing to admit, but I was playing video games, and they needed the video game company needed graphic work. And this is back when like video games were based in your browser, like well before consoles had internet-based video games. And so I just picked up a bootleg copy of this is when I was in my early teens, a bootleg copy of Adobe Photoshop, and just started designing graphics for this game. And it slowly just evolved into something I love doing. And so I went to school for it, got an internship, graphic design and marketing communications, and an electrical distributor. And I'm a creative person. I can get pretty creative with about anything, but it's really hard to make electrical components exciting. So I worked for an electrical distributor for about 3 or 4 years. I transferred to their sister company up in Minneapolis, and that put me closer in proximity to what actually led me to my first job in automotive, because I'm a huge car guy. I've always had my own car projects that I work on. I have a couple restorations I'm working on now, but long story short, the owner of the electrical distributor I was working on referred me to his friend who's in a Vistage group with him named John Prosser, which you guys know well. I think was a previous member on your podcast. And he set me up with him, and the rest was history. I was like in my sweet spot. I just had ear to ear grin every day. I'd go into work just watching all the work they were doing to the cars and getting to photograph it and do graphic design work and stuff like that for them. So yeah, it's just something I've always loved.
Fantastic. Thank you guys both. It's great. What are and by the way, you should mention your brothers in the business too, right?
Yeah.
Twin brother.
That
Took over the job you left at Automotive Concepts. I mean, come on.
It's funny you mentioned that, Jesse, because this invite for this podcast actually had his name in it.
Oh no.
Yeah,
No.
Nate, I was actually surprised when you popped out. I was like, I know you're identical twins, but that's not Nick.
Yeah.
That's the typo right there that you love to see. You probably see that like every other day.
Man. I hesitated even calling it out because it happens so often, but yeah, it does add a fair amount of confusion, especially when we're at like industry related events.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No doubt. Well, you're both all-stars now, so that's cool. What excites you about the future in the industry? Let me start with you, Tempy. What do you think? I mean, obviously you got a new acquisition, you got a great purchase there that will help you guys on the other end, and you'll be able to help them. But what excites you about just the industry in general?
Sure. I mean, I think personalization on the retail side, I think is going to be becoming more and more extreme. You're already seeing it like in automotive lighting, like where you can buy a car and change the interior look by just working on your dashboard. So I think we'll see more and more personalization. I think people really like that. So I think that bodes well for restylers, that we can keep that up. And then the fleet side, it's really untapped. Don't really want to scream it too loud from the treetops, but I think there's a great opportunity for people that are restylers to diversify and dive into that fleet and find that secret sauce of being flexible and giving a very high quality product, because we're used to having to please retail customers in a quick and convenient manner, so we can get the people that get their fleet vehicle on the road sooner. And I think that'll be our inside track, and obviously the market's going to adjust and change on that. But I think that's what really has my attention right now. The dealer network, I think when I look at that and how car dealerships are changing and evolving and where they need to make their money from the factories, it's such a competitive business. I think relationships dominate. So I'm really excited that we can forge. Josh really grew up with a lot of our best customers. And today, even though Josh doesn't go in those dealerships on a regular basis, those are still our best because of the relationship between owner to owner and filling the needs. So I'm excited to find that new generation of young guns to come up and make those strong friendship relations, and then leverage that on the business side.
Awesome. Nate, anything to add?
Yeah, I think what excites me most is just the never-ending change of or cycle of new products, new product lines. Like an example, when I first started, there was still like a lot of the light, like off-road lights and stuff were just the round halogen or incandescent lights. And now, I mean, just lighting has evolved into all this LED lighting, underbody lighting, RGB lighting. So just watching the evolution of like all the products and, going to SEMA and getting to see, all these new products, that's what excites me most, and helping our customers find those new products or come up with new ideas for their vehicles. Because ultimately that's what we're doing, is we're helping our customers match their vehicle to their lifestyle. So in Colorado, we're blessed to be in Colorado. It's a beautiful state, and people love the outdoors there. They love getting outside, and their vehicle is an extension of them. And it's just really exciting having customers come in, pitch their vision, and then we get to help them turn it into a reality. So that's always been the exciting part for me. The products might change. I would say, I think one of the things that's made Autoplex successful is Josh's willingness to adapt to the trends and follow the trends, not hold on to, products just because we've always done them, and not take on a new product just because we haven't done it before. Like, you have to adapt with the trends of the industry. And it's really what's led us to where we are today. And another thing that excites me personally about Autoplex is just I'm like a computer guy, a computer nerd, and I like software. I like making software talk to each other and trying out new things. And it's I'm a bit of a mad scientist when it comes to that type of stuff. And some of our team probably hates me for that, but ultimately, like, it helps us find really cool solutions to problems that we have internally, and that part is really exciting to me as well.
That's awesome. Well, all right. Well, guess what, Jesse? We have a very, very special thing. We're going to do test Know Your Owner. Okay. Now, there's nothing incriminating against Josh, but I'm going to give you 2 questions. And we're going to see who knows your owner. And no incriminating pictures, Josh, or anything like that. So calm down if you're watching this. And Karen's about ready to pull over and beat you for seeing something. But no, here we go. I asked Josh, just while we were on this podcast, when was the last time or day or year that you could remember doing a pinstripe? So I'm going to give you a multiple choice question. You tell me what he said. When did Josh last do a pinstripe? Never. Y2K, 10 years ago, or a long time ago? Which one did Josh say? Never, Y2K, a long time ago, 10 years ago. Nate, you go first.
I'm going to say a long time ago.
Okay. Tempy?
I would say a long time ago also. That just sounds like something he would say.
Well done. They know they're wow. Good. Okay. We got a tie.
For
All right.
context, I lost the side bet before this even started with Josh. If Josh
I noticed how I didn't put any money on it because I already got my $20. I ain't getting it. I'm not giving it back. All right.
Yeah.
So then a follow-up question. Could you still do it if you had to? All right. So I'm giving you 4 choices again. Maybe, yes, no, or no answer. Maybe, yes, no, or no answer. Could Josh Elliott still put a pinstripe on if his life depended on it?
I'm going to go maybe.
Tempy?
I think he's confident. He probably would say something like, if he was face to face, yes, but you might not like it.
That's probably what he would say, except that he did not answer, which means he has no importance in getting back to me. He could care less about my answer. So I'm gonna answer for him, and I'm gonna agree with Tempy. Yes, but it wouldn't turn out very well, and you'd have to bring it back the next day. That's probably what he would say.
We need to dig up some archives. I want to see some of his pinstriping, because that's one thing I've never witnessed yet, and I'd love to see
Some of his actual work.
Yeah.
Oh, thank goodness it's all being crushed.
He was a certified sunroof installer. He actually went to school for it. But then Karen,
there's no school. There's no school for sunroof.
Well, he flew to California, did a week or something, and then Karen said, "Did you ever do it?" And he goes, "No."
No. He got forget that. No, that guy could put a spoiler on probably faster than all of us. 1996 Mustangs. He was probably putting them on in 20 minutes. Pinstripes, graphics, big graphics guy. He knows the hinge method. He knows what he would do there. Working out of the back of his truck. Oh yeah. Dating Karen.
What were some of the other popular products back in the era when he was driving dealer to dealer in his truck? I think he's mentioned like gold emblems. I know were big back then.
He probably had a gold machine. Now the nice thing is Josh had short shorts probably showing off his legs at the dealership, and then the guys would come over. What are you doing? And then he had to wear these rubber gloves and this mask so that he wouldn't breathe any of it in. But yeah, so gold machines were very popular. Chrome, like fender trim, rocker panels on town cars and Cadillacs, and then pop-up sunroofs. I'm sure Josh, he may have never done a power sunroof, but he definitely did pop-up sunroofs. Guarantee that.
He had a guy for those, yeah.
Yeah, he had a guy for some of that. So that's awesome. Jesse.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for being here today. This was great. We might have to do a part 2. Sounds like that could be a possibility. And where can people learn more about Autoplex and you guys? And if they want to get a hold of you, where should they go?
Yeah, check us out at autoplexco.com. That's autoplexco for Colorado.com. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram. Shout out to Jesse's team who's on with us today. They help us a lot with that. Those are the best places to find us, but you can find us pretty much anywhere. Do a quick Google search. Hopefully one of our ads pulls up. But yeah, check out what we do. Come say hi to us. Stop into one of our now 6 locations.
And where are these locations? Mention where your locations are.
Yeah, so I'll start at the north. We have Loveland, Colorado, Longmont, Colorado, North Glen, Colorado, Lakewood, Littleton, and Colorado Springs.
Got it.
Yeah, wow. Dominating that market right there.
Hold on. Update. Josh just texted back. His answer was absolutely. It's like riding a bike. Wow.
Oh,
Nobody wins.
That's
Nobody wins.
That was better than any of our answers.
That's better than all of our answers. All right. Very well. Awesome. Well, hey, let me just tell you guys, I know I've known Josh for a super long time, and he speaks nothing but awesome stuff about the two of you. He loves you guys to death. You guys are a vital part of his company, and you guys make the company. I mean, nobody could do anything by themselves. And, you know, having, like you said, the leadership team and all the employees and everything like that. But thanks for being helping him out, but also helping all your employees out and helping the industry. You guys are awesome out there, and consider you guys great friends. So keep up the great work.
Thank you, Josh. Yeah, it takes the whole team, and we have a great team here at Autoplex. So thanks to Josh for that and helping us build that. Yeah.
Well, one last question. Tempy, if I wrecked my car, could you pop out the fender?
No.
Fair enough. Not like riding a bike. Okay.
Yeah, not like riding a bike. Yes, sir. So.
All right, guys. Thanks again for
All right,
joining
fellas.
us.
All right.
All
Thanks
right.
for having us.
Jesse.
Take
Thank
care.
you,
Have a
Josh.
great day.
See you, Jess.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And there you have it, another high-octane episode of the Ride and Style podcast, revved up and ready to go. Your hosts, Jesse Stoddard and Josh Polson, shifted your automotive game into overdrive. If you're hungry for more insights, trends, and game-changing interviews from the automotive restyling universe, don't forget to hit subscribe and leave a glowing review. We'd also love for you to share this podcast with your gearheads, installers, and auto lovers network. Because remember, knowledge is power, but shared knowledge turbocharges the whole industry. For more expert resources to supercharge your business, cruise on over to AutoStyleMarketing.com, your one-stop shop for everything automotive marketing. Until next time, keep those wheels spinning and your passion ignited. Thank you for riding in style with us. See you on the next lap.